There's something about defining your positioning. There's something about understanding and defining your audience's problems and desires. And then there's something about committing to post at least one significant post.
Let me ask you this question. Is growing on YouTube hard? Do you feel stuck and overwhelmed when it comes to figuring out how to connect the dots on not just getting views, but making money off of your YouTube channel? I've talked to so many content creators that get to this point where they're making videos consistently, but they can't figure out how to marry the monetization with their YouTube channel. And in today's episode, we're going to be diving into part 2 of our 4 steps to building a 6 to 7 figure YouTube channel. My name is Heather Torres, and I'm the host of the Think Media podcast, the #1 podcast to help you grow your influence on YouTube and then turn that influence into a high impact and a high profit YouTube channel. Now, this is part 2 of this series, so if you didn't get last week's episode, I highly recommend going back and listening to that one first. It's going to be the foundation, and it really lays that framework for you as we head into step 3 and 4. And again, this is brought to you by Grow with Video Live. This is actually a snippet of our Grow with Video Live from last year because we wanted to give you kind of a behind the scenes of what you can expect at this year's Grow with Video Live. It's coming up so soon, and I can't wait to see so many content creators from around the world join us for this virtual conference. We know that this year was kind of a weird year, so we decided to keep it virtual so that you can attend from anywhere in the world. You can get your tickets at growwithvideolive.com, and I'll tell you more about that at the end of today's episode. Well, if you're ready, let's get your journal out and let's jump into step 3 and 4 of this content.
Number 3, create and post a significant video every week. Sean, you're saying the same thing, bro. Then why aren't you doing it yet? Oh, called out, huh? Come on. Why aren't you being consistent yet? Why aren't you committing to that weekly upload yet? You'd be surprised. And I want to, for those of you that are, for those of you who go that I've been grinding, man, I have been doing that, respect. But I am stunned by the amount of comments I read on Think Media or video influencers where someone will be like, you talked about this strategy before. So, because I read the comments, I click through, I go to their channel, and I see that their channel is 12 months old. I see that they have 3 uploads. One is them like with a phone recording their screen of like a basketball game. The second is some random thing where they talked about how they broke up with their girlfriend. And the third is them with like a time-lapse GoPro on like their motorcycle. And I'm like, what the frick are these videos? Like these not solving anybody's problem. They don't solve anybody's ambition or what. You're not even listening and actually doing what we tell you to do. It doesn't work, dog. I uploaded a better Why are you worried about your thumbnail yet? You haven't done the first couple pillars. You got to actually be like knowing who you serve, what's your topic, have you planted your flag? Remember, these moves are in order. If you don't do the right things in the right order, you're not going to get the right results. And so there's something about committing to, listen, I wrote it this way for a reason. You want to create and post a significant video every week. What does significant mean? Let's define it. I want you to post one free, high-value video per week, solving your audience's problems and helping them reach their ambitions. Let me ask you a question. If you're posting a video every week that you actually know what people's real problems are, and when they watch your video, their problems are solved, what do you think is going to happen? That's like that's how you build a bond with somebody. That's how you really build. I want to be famous and have everyone follow you. Why? Like, what value do they get in following you? I just want to have all these subscribers. Why should they subscribe to your channel? But think about it. Who do you follow? You follow people that add value to your life. That value could be entertainment, or that value could be education. But if you post a high-value video every week that actually solves a problem, every title of a YouTube video should make a promise to solve a problem. And then in the video, if that problem is solved, then what's going to happen? People will be like, dude, this chick is amazing. This guy is awesome. I was super frustrated. My dishwasher was like leaking water all over the ground. Found the video. Now it's not leaking water all over the ground. My man, I want to share you with somebody else, you know? Like I didn't really know how to process this thing I was going through. I watched this video. They really kind of took me from confusion to clarity. Ask yourself, where is the person that you want to serve and help? And where do they want to go? So each week, the one video you create is not just some random video about your random thoughts. It's actually solving the audience's problems. But listen to this. It's helping them reach their ambitions as well. So you ask yourself, what are their ambitions? What is the ambitions that they want to reach? For me right now, I'm doing this crazy thing called 75 Hard, all right? Now, it's 75 days where you work out twice a day. It's brutal during Grow a Video, man. And you drink a gallon of water a day. You read 10 pages a day. No alcohol, no cheat meals at all. Commit to a diet. 75 days, no days off. Worst idea I've ever committed to. No, it's been amazing. It transforms not just your body, but your mindset. And Andy Frisella, it's a kind of a movement he started. Love him. Love him. Love the movement. Love everything about it. So it's got me on this whole thing. Like my whole life is a different perspective now. Like I'm thinking about, I've been shopping for like, you know, I got some kettlebells and some running clothes and some different things. So I have ambitions. One of my ambitions is to be Brad Pitt Fight Club ripped. Do you know the scene? Come on, you know? It's actually funny because in the scene he's got like a cigarette and a Budweiser, but he's like cut up a little bit. And you don't want to see underneath here. This is scrawny Sean Club ripped. But the journey and the mission is to get to Brad Pitt Fight Club ripped. So guess what I've been finding? And I'm watching on YouTube. I'm clicking on different videos. I follow this running channel. I subscribe to them. They're talking about, because I love running, which is not helping me get to the ripped part. And so I'm watching them a little bit. I'm watching this other dude who's talking about his daily routine. He's like, just wake up and do 100 push-ups. It's a great way to start the day. I'm like, oh, it's easy for you to say, bro. I can get about 13 push-ups in before my arms start to burn. I'm in process. I'm working on it right now. And so are you going to help people reach, are you helping people reach ambitions with your content? So it's not just solving problems. This is kind of some advanced marketing stuff. It's also thinking about what are people's ambitions. If you look at a company like Apple, they don't just solve a problem. A lot of companies make technology products that suck. They solve a problem, like a printer that never works. Are you like me? Printers are the worst, right? They run out of ink. You put the new black in there, you print 4 pages, and the black is empty. Like, am I telling the truth? And then you go to like Office Depot, especially with all the virtual school that's happening right now. You go in there and you're like, do you have any black ink? They're like, no, sorry, we're out of that ink. Like, it's just the worst. And so there's a lot of tech companies that just solve a problem. Apple doesn't just solve a problem. Man, they speak to your ambitions. Man, I want to be in the cool crowd. I want to wait outside in the snow so I can get the latest iPhone 12. Come on, somebody. I want to be a part of something that's sleek. I want to be a dreamer. I want to be, you know, where are the rebels? Where are the thought leaders? Where are they? Their marketing is powerful because it doesn't just solve problems. It also is an aspirational brand. It is something that they mark the prices up on their stuff. There's a lot more cheaper smartphones, but people will go into debt. People who absolutely should not own a smartphone, an iPhone, will go for the iPhone because they've built a powerful brand that speaks to people's ambitions. How is your branding and your channel not just solving problems, but helping people reach their ambitions? That's powerful. So I want to encourage you, be consistent. If you want to be taken seriously, this number 3 now, we're committed to posting a video per week, right? We're committed to posting a significant video. And we just defined what a significant video was. So if you want to be taken seriously, you got to be consistent. If you want to build trust, you got to be consistent. If you want to build momentum, you need to be consistent. If you want to be recognized and remembered, you need to be consistent. If you want to be considered dependable, you need to be consistent. And don't you want to be? Because isn't somebody dependable on YouTube? Is somebody that you can count on to upload consistent content that has a consistent message and a consistent brand at a consistent time, that solves a consistent problem, that you can consistently expect to deliver a certain type of content to you? I think some of this is about us deciding, like we talked about at the beginning, you're calling me out, bro. I got to stop dabbling and start dominating, and that means a commitment to consistency. This famous quote, "A river cuts through rock not because of its power, but because of its persistence." I think about my journey, and I think about uploading my first video on YouTube in 2010. And now 10 years later, we're having the most incredible virtual conference that we've ever, could have imagined. So grateful that you're a part of this, and Think Media community that you get to be a part of this session. And it's crazy to think of what's happened in the last 10 years. But do you know what the last 10 years has been full of? A lot of obscurity, a lot of no one paying attention, no pats on the back, haters, trolls, dislikes, self-doubt, discouragement, depression, not knowing if it's going to work, wanting to give up. That's what the last 10 years has been full of. Incremental growth, small steps, little breakout videos, and then back to the grind. But that's what it takes, because a river cuts through the rock not because of its power, but because of its persistence. There's something about defining your positioning. There's something about understanding and defining your audience's problems and desires. And then there's something about committing to post at least one significant post. And some of you need to stop posting so much, because you're posting I'm posting like 7 videos a week. About what? How about you make one significant post, make sure that you raise the quality level before you move into the quantity level, and make sure that that's a consistent, man, that's good. Think about like a restaurant. Like you take your wife there, you take your partner there, like once a week on a date night, and you go there, man, the food's amazing. But what if you went like every day of the week, and it was like good one night, like kind of mediocre the other, and some of those days it was just terrible? Would you keep going? No. It's very difficult to upload multiple videos a week when you're just starting. I want to challenge you, raise the quality level. A significant post per week. Which brings us to number 4, and that is find the shortest path to revenue. Find the shortest path to revenue. Okay, so we're going brick by brick. Number 4, we're on our journey to building a real business and going full-time on YouTube. What's the shortest path to revenue? What's the shortest path? Not what are all of the paths. For you want to answer the question, what's the shortest path to revenue in my niche? So here's the questions. What's the best way for making money in my niche? It's different depending on the niche. Like as a tech creator and a tech YouTuber, affiliate marketing it's a lot more because the products are more expensive and there's a lot of interest in them. You're in maybe if you're a booktuber, not only is it going to be potentially less because books aren't as expensive, but it's not even necessarily the same level of volume or whatever. So you need a different strategy, a different approach. So your question is personalized. What's the best way for making money in my niche? And what's my shortest path to revenue, okay? What is my shortest path personally and for my channel and for my business? And then also, how can I move my business online? How can I move my business online? Again, as we're even thinking about this in 2020, we ask that question in terms of monetization because there's been so much disruption. No matter who you are, you've got to figure out how to be online. I know we're talking about YouTube, but you got to figure out how to create multiple streams of income if you've got a brick and mortar business or an in-person business, and figure out how to also do virtual live streaming in YouTube. These are good monetization questions. Now, as we land the plane, I will never forget October 2015 on this journey of these first 4 steps, right? And in October 2015, that was a big transition month for me. At the time, I was freelancing full-time. And I had been on staff at a church and building my YouTube channels on the side. I had worked with other clients during this season of my life. I had 3 main clients. And one was paying me $2,000 a month, another was paying me $2,000 a month, and the third was paying me $1,000 a month. About $5,000 a month. I'm making around $300, $500 a month of online income, and things were going great. But October 2015 hit, and that first week, I'll never forget, get a phone call. Bring. Hey, Sean. Yeah, what up? Man, we're hiring a full-time person. We got to let you go, and we just don't need you for freelance anymore. Okay, cool. Kind of a bummer. Lost one of the 2K clients, but I was like, well, I'll just get another one. Not a big deal. We'll see. It should be fine. Second week of October 2015. Bring. You guessed it. Hey, Sean, here's the deal, man. We're making some changes. We don't need you anymore. We got to let you go. Second $2,000 client. Just lost $4,000 in 2 weeks. Maybe you can relate because this was a personal recession for me and our family. So now I'm kind of stressed. I don't want to tell my wife, Sonia, because I'm like, okay, I can figure this out. I'm going to get something together. I'm going to call some people. I'm going to figure this out. Third week, October 2015. Ring. now I'm like terrified with the phone calls. You know, I get vibrates in my pocket. You get like anxiety, cortisol, and stress levels. I'm like, okay, I just, you know, the way 2020 is going, there's probably just going to be more bad news. Sure enough, Sean, got to let you go, man. We don't need you anymore. We lost 80 to 90% of our income in 3 weeks in October 2015. Like, I'm losing my mind. I'm freaked out. It's sick that YouTube was something I was building up, and I was doing the stuff that I do now for other people. But I wasn't even necessarily able to connect, to go all in on YouTube because I was doing so much client work. But now I'm freaking out because I'm like, how are we going to pay our bills? We're months away from zero in our bank account. And it was at that time, this is actually the era, we were living in Irvine, California. I was walking my dogs there at the apartment complex we were living in. And this was my office in our apartment in Irvine. And so I'm freaked out. I don't know what to do. And so I call a friend of mine, business guy, a friend that was a part of our church, mentor. His name's David. And I was like, hey, David, I'm freaking out. I'm losing my mind. I don't know. Our money in our account, there's not much there. I just lost all my clients. And he goes, you know, Sean, I'm not worried. At which point, I get super offended. I'm like, you're not worried? I know you're not worried, David. Like, you're independently wealthy. That's cool. You don't worry about anything, bro. Like, you've like sold companies and stuff. I'm calling you because I'm worried, David. Like, listen. And he's like, no, I'm not worried. And ultimately, I was glad he said that because he was like, because this is your time to go all in. This is your time I was like, do I get other freelance clients? He's like, no, with where you're at right now, you got to go all in. At some point, entrepreneurs have to jump off the cliff. It sounds like God just kicked you off the cliff, and now it's time to fly. And maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but I think that's the move to make, is to go all in with video and do what you know to do and start hustling when it comes to video. And this was that time when that happened. Think Media was at 16,000 subscribers Friday, October 2nd, 2015. Crazy. We're at 1.3 million just 5 years later, right? At the time, Benji, my friend from the small town we grew up in together in the Seattle area, we had started Video Influencers at 8,573 subscribers. I want to encourage you again, don't despise small beginnings. And don't despise starting small, because all big things, all great things start small. And check out this video. This is what I started to do back when all of that was happening.
What is the best and cheapest lighting for your YouTube videos that's super easy to use and set up? We're going to talk about that in this video. Hey, what's up? Sean here, talking about my favorite cheap lighting for YouTube videos that looks incredible.
So here's the thing, man. If you notice some things, anybody who's like been around Think Media for a while, let me know in the chat or the comments, man. Shout me out. How long have you been a part of the Think fam? Let me know. But like, when I see that video, I just see the camera's not as nice. We're in our apartment. That was my wife, Sonia, in the background. And dude, I just feel like I'm just saying the same thing. But it's been a very powerful thing because I defined my positioning. Man, I'm going to help you find cheap lighting. Guess what? There's new lights today, like the GVM lights we've been using, right? There's new cameras every year. There's new cameras like every year. But I claimed and mastered my topic, right? I keep thinking about, man, what questions is our community asking? And I keep answering community questions. And today, now we got Omar crushing it at Think Media, right? Now we got Nolan making crazy videos, and we're growing as a team. And now we're a community of creators years later. But it started by number 3, creating a significant post per week. And I just started to make videos. And here's what happened. This is even back during that journey. This is some early Amazon revenue that you could see here. This is actually 2014 on the journey up when I was shooting videos like that. $374 a month. Christmas, by the way, which is coming up, depending on when you're watching this, $901 a month. If you want a tip, get ready now for holiday shopping. It's crazy every year. Q4 is when most businesses grow. Even in the midst of everything that's going, it's going to blow up no matter what. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, I don't care what niche you're in, start making your game plan right now. One of the things I even knew back then, $901 was actually at that time, that's crazy extra money. That was the side money right then when I was freelancing full time, right? But I just think big things, great things start small. A couple under $100 extra a month is very significant. But recently, it's crazy to look back. CNBC, I don't know if you saw this, did like a mini documentary about me and Think Media, and we nearly did $40,000 in just 1 month on just the Amazon Associates program. My friends, that has now become one piece of our overall media business that has 10 different income streams that are significant, each in their own right. Listen, that was not overnight. That was brick by brick, piece by piece, and here's the key. You got to find the shortest path to revenue. Let me know if you know the answer to that question, and you need to focus on your shortest path. There's a lot of paths, but you got to focus on your shortest path. If you know it, tell me in the comments, what path are you focusing on for revenue? For me, I'm not saying this is the best for you, but for a lot of you, it probably is. In the comments, for me, it was affiliate marketing. And you saw the journey. It was, 300, 900, and eventually that was the thing. It was YouTube, kind of YouTube ads, but affiliate marketing because of the niche tech. Over the next couple days at Grow with Video Live, we're going to help you get clarity on what your best path for not just revenue, but for growth, really dialing in your positioning, helping you discover your target audience to answer their problems. And step by step, we're going to go through this process and this framework. But I want to encourage you. I talked about a lot in this session, and tell me in the comments, tell me in the live chat, what has been your biggest aha moment? What has been your takeaway for what you need to do next? And I want to encourage you, if you're still on the fence, you got to just start. You need to start before you're ready. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. You got to punch fear in the face. You got to punch perfectionism in the face, and you have to press record and start making videos on a little webcam like that, or 5 years earlier when I was, just sitting at that desk, and just start messy and start posting videos, because we are living through one of the greatest revolutions in human history because of the internet, because of social media, because of online video, and it is absolutely not too late. People are going to keep saying that, and cynical people are going to keep complaining, but never let somebody that has given up on their dreams talk you out of yours. Stop scrolling and start posting. Stop looking at what everybody else is doing, and stop sitting on the sidelines and get in the game. Stop worrying about fear of missing out. Stop comparing yourself to everybody else and focus on your craft, your videos. Put your blinders on, work these steps, and you can build your influence faster than you would ever believe if you stay focused and work a system that really works.
Well, that wraps up step 1 through 4 from Grow with Video Live last year, and I'm excited for what's to come this year. But before we get there, my question to you is, what action do you need to take next? After listening to both last week's episode and this week's episode, what is your shortest path to income? Who do you want to impact on your YouTube channel? And what is the clarity that you need to move you forward? One of the pieces I can let you know from my own journey on YouTube, because of my schedule and just the amount of things I have on my plate, I always keep this acronym at the forefront. KISS, the KISS acronym. Keep it simple and short. Now, I know other people use that acronym for other things, but that's what I think about when I'm making YouTube channels. Keep it simple and short. What's my shortest path to revenue? How can I make this video not 20 minutes, but 10 minutes? Thinking about just always keeping it simple helps me be able to create content on a more consistent basis. So what's the action step that you need to take to move your YouTube channel forward? I hope that one of the action steps you need to take is attending our conference, Grow with Video Live. Now, if you've never attended a virtual conference before, I want to let you know a couple things you can expect. One, you can expect myself and Sean Cannell and so many of our Think Media team to be delivering top-notch actionable steps that you can be taking to grow your YouTube channel this year. We've really taken a large amount of survey and advice from you, the Think community, on what you are looking for in a conference, and we've compiled all of that information to put together this year's conference. We're going to be interviewing people, everyday normal creators just like you, who went from 0 to over 100,000, and we're going to be breaking down that journey of not only how did they stay consistent in their regular everyday lives, but how did they get their videos to get views and go viral, and how they make money on their YouTube channels. We're going to be breaking down in short TED Talk-like sessions to help give you that punchy, actionable steps that you can take away and start applying on your YouTube channel. We have so many surprises in store, like our fun games that we play, amazing giveaways like full YouTube studios, cameras, gear, software, so many great things. And not only that, but we've set aside so much networking time for you. We heard from the Think community that one of the things that you want is to be able to meet people who are doing what you're doing. And so at this year's Grow with Video Live, we've set aside time for you to meet people who are in your space or people who are just on the platform making content at a certain stage just like you. I cannot wait for you to meet content creators from all over the world and to be able to hang out with the Think Media team to get your questions answered. So much is happening at this 2-day event that you don't want to miss it. Go to growwithvideolive.com to see our affordable tickets that we have for sale right now. Now, if you've been a member of this Think community, you know that my favorite part is getting to read your comments. And today's comment comes from R. Roberts. R. Roberts says, "Clear and actionable teaching. The Think Media team always gives clear teaching that you can quickly begin applying. I'm just starting my journey on YouTube, and the Think Marketing podcast, now the Think Media podcast, has already shifted how I think about my content and my brand." Well, R. Roberts, thank you so much for being a part of this community, for leaving that review over on Apple. And I want to encourage you to leave a review if you haven't already. My favorite thing is to get to see what the Think community is up to and to see all of these wonderful reviews that you've left. This helps other content creators know that this is the place for them. Thank you so much for being a part of this community, for taking us along on your YouTube journey, and for being a part of just this movement of content creators around the world. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Not growing on YouTube? Learn the newest strategies for getting views and the best proven ways to make money at Grow with Video Live, a 2-day virtual conference, and you can get your tickets today at growwithvideolive.com.